And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely duct tape that we were just barely able to finish up as we dive into game number 2 of this best of 3 series. We jump in mid-series and one of our players is up, the other is down, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Gressman we have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Gressman we have his opponent. We have the player currently leading the series 1-0, representing Team Abydos. It is Creator. Let us go. Oh boy, Creator up 1-0. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch the game, well, we weren't able to catch the game itself. Don't really know how that did turn out, but that was being casted over by Dave Testa, and I think Pig as well. I think Pig, maybe Artosis, were casting game number 1. But last now, here we are in game number 2. Clem is at a bit of a deficit, but he's looking to fight back, looking to put a point on the board. Clem is one of the few Europeans that stays up to play in this tournament. Shout out to Clem, shout out to MaxPax. They're the 2 degens of the European scene. They are the 2 highest quality players that do stay up from the land of Europe and compete in this event, and it would be a shame if we didn't see them in the semifinals. Of course, MaxPax is working his way through the ranks. Likewise, so is Clem. Dark is waiting for the winner of this series, and oh boy, Clem has to fight back in this game to force the ace match to try to bring it all the way back and have a chance at facing Dark in those semifinals. Would he even want to face him? That's a good question. I mean, typically when we cast Clem versus Dark, it's not the prettiest picture. Dark is usually just hyper aggressive. He goes in with the Link Queen Nidus all-ins and the Roach timings, and Clem doesn't have the best time, but you know, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We are getting ahead of ourselves. Before that all happens, we do have this TVP before us. Reaper is going to be dancing here with the Adept. So far, very nice micro. For those wondering, the Reaper does outrange the Adept, and with good enough control, we can just chip away at it and even kill an Adept, but we have the Shade, and Creator is forcing that Reaper back. It's a very delicate dance, but yeah, if you do have the micro for it, you can dance with that Reaper and you can just outrange and outcontrol a singular Adept. That happened. As Reaper is going to rotate back around, it is going to be a Stargate opener from his opponent, from Creator. Ooh, as he's denied entry into the natural base, we commit to the Shade. Oh no!
Command center upgrade.
The Reaper will escape with his life. Meanwhile, looking at the main base, he was not able to confirm whether it was a Twilight Council or a Stargate. With these Adepts, it should be a Stargate. He should be able to piece it together. As we have a Hellion moving out as well. The goal of this Hellion isn't really to deal any economic damage. It is to run past the wall to get into the main base to get a bit of a scout on. As here we go, we do have that Reaper being hunted down. But as the Reaper goes down, the Hellion moves in. And we have confirmation of the Stargate. We were able to spot that first Oracle as it did kill the Reaper. And we were able to waste the energy as well. 2 probes go down. 2 more than were necessary. 2 more than were really thought of being done. So very nicely done here by Clem. Meanwhile, it's going to be an Oracle into Phoenixes. Into Colossus. That is a robot on the way. So this is a roundabout way of getting into Phoenix Colossus. Of course, we're hiding the Phoenixes and we're preserving them back at home. We're going to be revealing only the Oracle. It is very often for a Protoss player, when they go for an Oracle first, they go into Charge or Blink Stalkers. So going into Phoenixes like this is a little bit unexpected, and it's going to be on Clem to figure out what's going on. It's going to be on Clem to really get eyes on that as he's setting up for his 3-1-1. 3 Raxes, 1 Factory, 1 Starport. Everything's looking pretty standard here from Clem. He's going across the map with the drop. I assumed it was going to be a Widowmine drop. He does have a Widowmine, but no, it is going to be a Marine drop instead. Vanilla Marines. There's the Bay on the way. We were talking about it before, but this was the setup for Phoenix Colossus. Colossus are on the horizon. Creator is not cutting corners. To be safe, he is pumping out some Immortals, so he will have a standing army. He will have some units just before the Colossi come out, of course. There are Protoss players that can be greedy. They can cut corners. They just don't make any Immortals at all. But we can see Creator isn't one of those players. And especially against Clem, you know, you gotta be careful. Don't want to be caught with your pants down. Follow to save the duck in the duct tape. Save him, Bobby. Save him. Quack, quack, Bobby, quack. Oh, as we do have the drop going to be threatening towards the main base. Yo, a shout out to Yoda Slim in the chat. Ah, papi, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. We actually were just listening or just watching the duct tape with Yoda Slim. Ah, used to cast back in the day. Hope everything is going well. Everything is going well. Ah, as again, we are still going to be threatening that drop at the same time. The first Colossus is on the way. We go for the scan, and we do get eyes on the production. We don't know yet about the Colossi, but here we go. Clem is working towards his push. A lot of Marauders already. The revelation will show Creator, of course, that the army is coming. He is aware, at least aware of the drop. Here we go. The Colossus comes out in time. We do have a shield battery. We need a little bit more time for the overcharge. A couple more seconds to get enough energy. As Clem distracts the main army, he's getting ready for the drop. Getting ready to come in from behind. See Clem rotating around, looking for another way in, looking for a better angle of attack. Oh, meanwhile, we already have 2 Immortals. We have a shield battery at the natural as well, yeah, and Creator, he's in position. He is looking to swat Clem away. That's still a lot of Immortals. I mean, sorry, a lot of Marauders, to be fair. Oh, as the drop is diving on into the main base. The main army is being pushed back. Do we have anything in the main base? We do have a shield battery. We have a couple of zealots. We have the Phoenixes to respond. The drop is going to get shut down. No damage is done in the main. At the same time, we go for a double drop in towards the natural base, but the Colossus are here. This was an ambitious move by Clem. He gets 2 probes. He has a 3rd army heading towards that 3rd, but again, the Colossus rotate over. They meet up with it. They shut it down. Clem is forced back. Now, thankfully, Clem didn't overcommit. Like, he dipped in from time to time, but he preserved his Marauders. He kept his Medivacs alive. He didn't overextend. We can see Creator is trying to hunt him down. Creator is looking for the drop, but he doesn't find it. He is unable to find it. Clem behind this, getting his 3rd base up and running. We're working towards a Ghost Academy. Viking production underway as well. Clem did a great job of just keeping Creator busy, and Clem is able to keep up in the economy. Something you don't see too often, but in this matchup, typically the Protoss is a base ahead, and right now Clem is almost even in workers. Oh no! Oh. As we can see, Creator trying to get a 4th base up and running. The minefield is set up. Creator, gotta be careful. As we are continuing Colossi production, we have the Templar Archives on the way for Archons, for Storm. And it looks like we're going to be containing Creator. It's a cancel. Creator is stuck on 3 bases. He desperately needs a 4th. Desperately needs to expand. The longer this goes on, Clem's army is getting larger and larger. He's getting away with this economy, getting away with his 3rd base. More Marauders, more Vikings. And I'm getting worried for Creator. Definitely getting worried. As the Vikings take down the Oracle. That will deny the revelations. Meanwhile, we went up to 4 Colossi. Oh my god. We did go up to 4 Colossi. A bit of overkill. Just a little bit. But the ghosts have arrived. Oh no! Creator, he leaves those Phoenixes a little bit idle. 1 Phoenix goes down for free. Shield battery gets targeted down as well. No overcharge. No overcharge is available. Creator is looking vulnerable. See Clem sharking around. He catches almost a free Colossus. And here we go. We're going to be committing. We're going to be pushing our way in. We still have 4 Colossus up and running. The concave is real. And Clem pushing up this ramp, it's gonna be difficult, but there's no shield battery. It looks like despite that, Creator has enough. Oh my god, the Vikings are going ham. We are down to 1 Colossus left. I'm really concerned about the lack of shield battery. There we go, Creator, he throws one down. He realizes, you know what? Overcharge is pretty good. It's a pretty good unit. It is. It's amazing. As Clem is going to shark around. Unfortunately, these Vikings don't have anywhere near as much to do. We are getting into disruptor production. No longer any Colossi. But we can see Clem just getting further and further ahead in the army supply. Storm was not researched. Bear that in mind. We have 2 Robos on the way, but it feels like Clem may just have too much momentum. Another Colossus is going to go down. The final Colossus falls. The Nova gets baited out as well. That was the only disruptor. Oof. Here we go. We have 1 disruptor left. Nova's going to be going off, and we shave off a couple of Marines, but it may just not be enough. Yeah, EMPs are looking solid. Another Nova will zone away the army. God, snipes going off on the Zealots as well. Clem getting his own 4th base up and running, keeping up, exceeding the economy here of Creator. Now, what's important is that throughout that little skirmish, throughout that little dance, the disruptor count has been kept high. We didn't throw away any disruptors. They have been kept alive, and it's getting higher and higher. We are up to 3 Robos producing at a time. Triple disruptor production. We can see Clem splitting up his army. He's got a couple of different forces out on the map, looking to try and pull Creator apart. Can Creator keep up? So far he can. But he's defending on a knife's edge, and here we go. We have the EMP. The disruptor gets focused down. It looks like the 4th base is about to be broken. We force a recall. Up. And once again, the target firing is just so damn good. Disruptor after disruptor go down. Every single time, the Novas will not connect. And it looks like Clem has done it. We are going to the ace match, as there is just too much Terran, too much man with gun. GG gets called, and Clem takes game number 2. Fighting back in this series, having so much momentum. Just containing Creator to 3 bases for so long. Never overextending, always just poking and prodding with his army, but always getting value, always sniping Colossi, Stalkers, Zealots, whatever he could. GG. GG, well played. Oh. And yeah, Creator, he was just having a really hard time even trying to breathe in that game. I do think that he threw down his 2nd and his 3rd Robo too late. He prioritized his Templar Archives, if you remember, and he never worked towards Storm. The Archons were never really impactful either because of the ghost timing, because EMPs were already hitting the field. So I do think that may have been a bit of an oversight or a bit of a misstep by Creator to prioritize the Archon production instead of the 2nd Robo to get into faster disruptors. As yeah, without them, he had a really hard time holding onto his base as the Colossus went down one after the other once the Viking count got high enough. And yeah, here we go. We're getting into the ace match, getting into game number 3. Ooh. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Número 3. The ace match. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Babylon, we have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid fighting back in that last game, forcing the ace match. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team Arbidos. Oh, having quite a bit of trouble in that last game. Can he bring it back? It is Creator. Here we go. Versus Creator. Game number 3. The winner of this series advances on to face Dark in the semifinals. Do we have any other updates in the brackets? I wonder. We do. MaxPax did take down Psionic 2-0, and it is going to be Trigger versus MaxPax in the upper semifinals. I believe they are currently underway. I don't think anyone is casting them, unfortunately. Maybe Rocklets, maybe the Brazilian caster. But I believe all the English casters are covering the lower match instead, which is a bit of a shame. Trigger versus MaxPax, that is a very spicy PvP. And definitely deserving to be casted as well. Deserves attention. As we are all gathered here in the lower quarterfinals match. Now this does mean that more likely than not, we only have 2 more series left after this. We have this quarterfinals match, and then we have the semifinals versus Dark, and then the grand finals versus either Trigger or MaxPax. It is unlikely that, at least on this channel, we're going to be able to cast both semifinals, as Trigger and MaxPax are already underway. They've already begun. Yeah, just 2 more series after this. Meanwhile, we do have an economic opener. We have Clem going for the Rax Expander back at home. Going to be prioritizing that CC on the low ground. Creator is going to be able to avoid the center Reaper if there was one, and he's going to be able to get a scout off, confirm the opener, confirm the timing of that CC. So far, so good. Once again, Creator is going for a Stargate opener. And just because it's a Stargate doesn't mean we have to make Phoenixes. Bear that in mind as, oh my god, Clem, he does this specifically on this map. He's going for a very fast third CC. So it's going to be a 3cc 3 racks. Should be a 3cc 3 racks. From Clem. Very economic. Now, this can be punished quite hard. It was a couple of weeks ago. We casted Clem versus MaxPax in the finals of ESL Open Cup Americas, this very tournament. And Clem opened up 4-gate Blinkstalker. And with 4-gate Blinkstalker, he completely just clowned all over this. As you can imagine, because we are delaying tank production, because we have a delayed factory, then without tanks, the Blinkstalkers, they have free reign of the natural, of the main. They kill workers, they get on top of the production. MaxPax was looking dominant against Clem. But then Clem was able to persevere, and he actually won the series. It was crazy. A lot of that was also because MaxPax like misrallied his 2 Colossi, and they went down for free. And then Clem was able to snowball into a victory. But it did show us that even though MaxPax lost that game and lost that series, this can be punished quite heavily, as the first Oracle dives in, gets a couple of Marines, gets an SCV, and confirms the 3cc, and confirms the 3 racks. Creator sees everything. He sees all, he knows all, he gets quite a bit of damage as well, so a very worthwhile Oracle. But can he punish this? Specifically with this build, I don't think he can. He's got Phoenixes on the way, which is nice. He's working on his Robo for Colossi, for Immortals. Third base is on the way. I appreciate the fast third, especially considering that he's up against, you know, this greedy of a player of Clem. Makes sense. But this sim timing is still going to hit quite hard. Clem has to make sure he preserves his Marines. Creator has to make sure he is able to pick apart these Marines ahead of time with these Phoenixes. Whether it's the Marines, whether it's the SCVs, would be very important for him to slow this down. Here we go. Phoenixes are on the way. Going to be threatening that natural base. Meanwhile, the Oracle thankfully does react in time. Creator does pull back from the Marine push. There's the Bay in production. Immortal on the way. Soon Colossus are going to be coming out from Creator. But this push is going to hit before the Colossi can come out. This is going to be a really scary moment for Creator. We'll see if he can keep up with this. He does have sentries available, so his goal is to force field the ramp. But the Marines are actually headed towards the third base location. Can Creator hold on to the third? So far, it looks like he can. He has split off his army. We have a shield battery waiting for Clem at the third base. And a shield battery in the natural as well. Yeah, Clem is being deflected at every turn. He cannot find a way in. Not yet. Because Clem does consolidate his army, but so does Creator. Clem is being forced back. Now, to be fair, he wasn't too committed with this. Like, obviously, he was hitting a very strong timing with Stim and +1, but you have a third. You have a third base being saturated. It's getting up and running. Clem just, you know, keeping up, getting ahead in the economy. And he won't be able to do too much here to Creator now that the first Colossi has arrived. Colossus is here. Clem still trying to be active. Still trying to have a presence on the map, but again, with this first Colossus, we gotta respect it. We're gonna have to back off. Ooh, good force fields. A big chunk of Marines are gonna go down for free, essentially, for energy. Very nice pick off by Creator, and again, Clem, he did stick around a little bit too long. He needed to get the hell out of there. As Creator immediately goes for fourth base. This time, a much more reasonably timed fourth base from Creator. We saw how long Creator was contained to 3 bases in game number 2. Here in the ace match, we see a much faster, much more reasonable fourth base. Should be able to get that up and running. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Clem is working towards Vikings. We have, double starport Viking production here. We have a Ghost Academy on the way. Clem doing a great job at taking up, and again, he's not really in too much danger at the moment. Phoenixes are trying to do what they can, but alas, Clem is back at home. He shouldn't lose too much. He will only lose 1 SCV. Meanwhile, we can see the fourth base being saturated. Templar Archives finishing up. This time, because Clem is a little more passive because of how the early game turned out, and he goes for the scan, Clem sees the fourth. I do think this is fine for Creator to delay his second robo, but he should be throwing one down momentarily. What do we have to work with? We have 3 Colossi. To be fair, we have hit critical mass of Colossi, and there we go. Disruptor production has commenced. If we don't go for the second robo now, it's going to be so risky. What it means is that if Creator ever takes a bad fight, and if he ever loses or starts losing Colossi or starts losing Disruptors, he's going to have a hard time remaxing. Going to have a hard time remaxing, hard time rebuilding, and here we go. The Bio Army does push out. Good amount of Zealots are going to be shaved off. Colossus taking a lot of hits already as well. Do you have that stasis up? Ooh, a pretty big stasis on those Marauders. A lot of Marauders do get caught out immediately. Creator, he wants to dive on the opportunity. EMP is going to zone him back. Oof. The Prism, it does go down as well, but meanwhile, Creator, he just wants to chase this all the way back home. Marauders do break out of the stasis, but they are going to be going down. They don't quite get anything for their lives. As Creator does back off. Meanwhile, I love the scan to take down any observer in case there was one. And Clem is going for a massive drop into the main base. Creator is not ready for this, not at all. He's not in position. That Creator doesn't have enough energy for a recall either. As we do dive into the main base, Creator responds with his entire army. Completely out of position. Forge is going to go down. +1 armor is denied. At the same time, Clem is looking to lay siege upon the fourth base. Now, Creator, he actually did leave an army back at home, or back at the fourth. He does have a Disruptor, he does have a Colossi. The Vikings take down the Colossus instantly. Oh my god. EMP connects with the Disruptor as well. The first Nova goes off. Oh, it is wasted. The rest of the army quickly coming back. Can we get here in time? Overcharge is going to try and save whatever we can. The Disruptor goes down. Oh, the Colossi as well. And this is snowballing out of control. Every single Colossus has fallen. The Viking control from Clem. so damn good. We can see Creator trying to chase this down. Does have a lot of zealots, to be fair. Oh my god, but the kiting from Clem, he takes down every single Phoenix. EMPs connect with the Archons, and Creator has to respect this. He has to back off. You can see the 4th base now fully operational for Clem. Creator working on his 5th. He's down in the worker count. He's down in the army. We can see Creator rebuilding the Colossi and Immortals as well. He's doing what he can. But Clem, he's just too quick. He's just too active. This Marauder hit squad is going to take down the base. Nexus does fall, and there's no way to protect the Colossus. Every single time the Vikings come in, they kill a Colossus. Every single time. Oh my god, without fail. Creator still having a hard time keeping up. Solid EMPs on the Immortals. Novas are going up though. Creator not taking a bad fight. Does swallow up half of the army of Clem. We have 2 more Disruptors available. 2 more Novas. They're being forced back. And he may have been dominant over those Colossi, but the Disruptor count is getting a little bit higher. We are rebuilding the Colossi. Meanwhile, Clem's still working on those Vikings. Oh my god, the rocks do actually... Oh my god, they actually shut down one of those Disruptors as well. The army gets cut up. Creator taking an awful fight. Ay, ay, ay. The terrain working against Creator. GG gets called, and Clem takes game number 3. Takes a series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. Oh my god. The rocks actually killed the Disruptor. Well, they killed something. It was either a Disruptor or an Immortal. It was one or the other. Oh god, but that was just such an awkward angle of attack there for Creator. His army got split in half. GG, well played. GG, well played. And congratulations to Clem for advancing on into the next round. Into those semifinals. Meanwhile, do we have any results with Trigger versus MaxPax? We do. Oh my god. Mate, Trigger popping off. He took down Björn. He took down MaxPax 2-0. Trigger is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. Let's go. Let's go.